the State of the Union from the president, and there have been some expectations built up, I think, among.
All right, guys. So, Buttigieg is gonna be talking about the economy and the border, and how great of a job his Lord and Savior Joe Biden has done. So, I'm gonna play this video clip that he did on CNBC, and we're gonna see how he reacts on how he answers to the current situation. So let's laugh a little bit.
Among Democrats and President Biden's supporters, that it's an important State of the Union. But we're in very, obviously, divisive times, very strange times. If you look at the GDP, I know you could bring that up, how well we've seen growth hold up when we thought a recession was coming. We've seen unemployment well below historic levels, at historic lows. And frequently, it's been pointed out the disconnect between how the economy is doing, new highs in the stock market, and the perception of the job President Biden has done on the economy. And I know you had to have seen these polls this week. They were kind of staggering, kind of shocking from the likes of the New York Times.
This is a sign where Democrats are panicking because Joe Biden's poll numbers are just stupid. He is down on every poll that's been coming out. Down, 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 down. And on the other hand, Trump is kicking ass.
Or CBS or Ipsos, in terms of not only not giving the president credit, but really nasty. 18% say the president's policies have benefited them economically. Even among women, 20% more say Trump's policies benefited them than Biden's. What do you attribute that to, and how do you fix that?
Well, you're right. When you look at the numbers across our economy, all-time highs in the stock market, record job creation, unemployment that hasn't been this low for this long since before I was born, you see so many good things happening that we want to tell the story for.
What good things? What good things? The job numbers are because of coming out of pandemic. So the jobs lost during the pandemic don't count, but the jobs created after pandemic count. So, it's like a balancing act. You can't even, mention, jobs created. It doesn't mean that all the jobs have been failed either. So
I'm one of those who definitely believes the president deserves more credit for those achievements. Part of how you do that is you got to go out there and take credit for those achievements. And I think you'll see the president in the State of the Union talking about what's been achieved. You're definitely going to see cabinet members like me continuing to go out across the country, pointing to the projects that are getting done, the Blatnick Bridge being redone in Minnesota.
By the way, State of the Union is going to have the lowest rating ever. You don't believe me? We'll see about that.
Wisconsin is just one example out of 40,000 that we're highlighting right now. But look, people are also frustrated, and I get it. People are generally frustrated with the negativity they see every time they see coverage of Washington. That's why Congress right now has an approval rating. Last time I checked was, I think, in the 20s. So we need to make sure that we highlight the things that are going right and continue to pay attention to the things that are going wrong, and lay out the plan and make clear who's trying to get progress and who's trying to actually solve those problems versus just use them to score political points. I mean, it was especially disappointing to see what happened with the border, right? You got congressional GOP talked about the border every chance they got. So you would think
the border is not Trump's fault. The border is your savior, Lord and Savior's fault. Okay? It's his fault. He reversed all Trump regulations that he put in place to include asylum seekers staying in the country they're crossing, which is Mexico. They could stay in Mexico, seek asylum, and then apply to come into the U.S. But no, it's Trump's fault.
Think they would be interested in addressing it. And yet, when a bipartisan bill put together by one of the most conservative members of the Senate and Democrats working, negotiating, making tough decisions that both of their respective bases were going to have trouble with, came and hammered that out. It looked like there was going to be a chance to do something real with real resources at the border, only for Donald Trump, who's not even an elected official, to come in and kill it with the chill that he put on congressional Republicans. So yeah, we can either solve problems or we can have them be political.
So, I mean, I couldn't find the full video, but he says a lot more stupid things after that, to include saying that, the border crossing is Trump's fault. It was because of his policies, and, he's not even in the office. But these are the pundits. These are the Democrats. Basically, they will accuse you of everything they do themselves. That's how they function. This is exactly how they function. This is exactly how they do things. They will blame you for everything. If they blew up a building, they will blame the Republicans, or they will blame the conservatives. They will say, "Oh, this was a racist act," and X, Y, and Z, because that's how they function. This is how they are, and this is how they function. And people follow these things because they don't have the brain capacity to understand it, because they are so sold on the fact that Democrats are the saviors, which in fact none of their policies has even helped anybody except hurt majority of the people. Majority. The minority will live like kings. The majority will live like slaves, and that's how they want to do it. That's how they want to keep it. So for him to come and say all this stuff about how wonderful job Biden has done, and I'm kind of disappointed how he was never questioned about his own record of failures as a transportation secretary, where he failed on every step of the way, every disaster that we had, every infrastructure that's failing. He doesn't have any clue what he's doing, just like the entire administration. So with that being said, we have over 7 million illegals that poured into the country. Basically, they poured in modern day slavery. The Secretary of Transportation has no clue what he's doing. So the country is in great hand, in great place. The economy is booming, where cooking oil, went from $10 to $25. They talk about 4% inflation, where it's more than 50%, 60% inflation, where things are shrinking, but the prices are staying the same. So shrinkation is in effect. I personally see it because I have to go shopping for the kids and for the house. So I see the price difference in the items I used to buy and I'm buying now. And yeah, I mean, one example is peanut oil. Peanut oil used to be $30 in Costco. This is before the pandemic. $30. And I use it to fry turkey. Now, I bought it last year. $59.98 or 99, whatever. Doubled in price. Doubled. The year prior was $49. They went from $30, $29.99 to $49, an immediate $20 jump, to $59. So you tell me that our economy is great and inflation it's only at 4% or 8% or what the hell they're saying. Anyways, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Peace out.